records. Smell the cover, read all the verses. Tell me about your favorites on Vinyl and Vision.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning into the latest episode of Vinyl and Vision. Here we are with episode 70. Wow, another big landmark. Today's very special guest is Bochek, the band. Bochek is a band that consists of 5 members, and I spoke with all 5 of them. Joe, John, Nevin, Dante, and Noah. Kind of weird speaking to a group like that. I don't think I've ever spoken to an entire band before, but it was a very cool experience, and what a great band. I was able to do this on location at their place, at Joe's place, I believe it was. And Joe did all the work for me. It was kind of amazing. I feel like I was their guest. He already had the setup there at his place to essentially record a podcast, because I believe his roommate does a podcast as himself, and I'm very sorry I forget the name of that show. But I will find out the details and share them with you. But that's where we were, and this was on location. Very cool. For those of you watching the video, we did have a problem with one of the cameras, and it went out. So it's on a one-sided conversation that you see there. It's still the conversation in its entirety is just looks one-sided. So sorry about that, but these things happen in podcast land. Topic of conversation today was Ata Kak Obaa Sima. What can I say about that? Wow. Hard record to cover for me. If you at all know what I do here on this show, that is a tough record for me to cover. Just primarily because it's in a different language. Sucks for me. But I figured it out. Actually, was able to do something very cool and made it work out, and we had a great conversation. So I hope you all enjoy it. And all that we ask here at Vinyl Vision is that you please do all the things you do with the internet. Like, share, comment, rate, review, subscribe. Those last 2 are the most important, and we really hope that you do those. We thank you very much for doing that. It helps us out. And, oh, that's right, it's Memorial Day. I hope you are all having a happy holiday weekend. This is coming out on Monday, so it's the end of the weekend, but still a federal holiday, and so I hope you're all off gallivanting and enjoying the day with friends and family, and however it is that you like to pass the time. Happiest of holidays to you, and enjoy the show.
All right, rolling.
We're in it.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me here in the place. What do you call this? The place, the house?
The one, we'll call this the 117.
Yeah,
Nice.
the 117.
Cool, man. Yeah, I love it here. I mean, we're surrounded by records and musical instruments. What else can we ask for?
Exactly, absolutely.
An oasis. Paradise. Hockey.
Yeah, there's hockey on the walls. There's
So much hockey
glasses,
everywhere.
Yeah.
memorabilia.
Pucks galore.
All right, so let's get right into this. So the first thing I want to start talking about is the name of the artist that you chose this evening, Ata Kak, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Ghanaian artist, and he's also a twin.
Yes.
So the Ata portion of his name means twin, and the Kak portion is short for Kakra. I'm assuming you're gonna have to forgive me on my pronunciations for some of these words. Kakra, which means small. So based on this, his name essentially means small twin. Where did you guys get your name from? Is it like I've seen 2 different stories for where you guys get your name from?
Yeah.
So
Well, let's see which one you get.
no, I wanted to ask because I found, like, I researched the word Bochek, and so I found a Czech word which is spelled a little different. There's no C, there's no H, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
And so that word in the Czech is a nickname for an illegitimate child.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So
a
that is
bastard,
interesting, yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
As we are.
I'm an illegitimate child.
Yeah,
That's
you are.
interesting.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Legitimately, you're
What's the-
illegitimate?
Illegitimate.
I don't even know what
I might have a couple.
that means, but it
That's the
sounds like
definition
me.
of a bastard child.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Unwed
I've
child.
got a couple
Oh.
Yeah.
non-legits.
Not legit.
I don't know. If Bochek's- yeah. I don't know if Bochek's named after that.
No,
it's
alright.
not.
You're definitely
Negatory.
you're the
Okay.
closest anyone's gotten to the actual. It is Polish,
Okay.
and it is spelled
You're
without an H. I'm given the real
Oh my
answer
god.
because whatever
Wow.
you have read has been
wow.
illegitimate.
And
Yeah,
why
we
is
used
that?
to-
Yeah.
I make up
Big reveal.
answers every interview.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
you got it straight. This is
but you got it. It is it's Polish,
Okay.
and yeah. So the H is spelled. You replace the H with a Z, and it means bacon. We were in 8th
There
grade.
it is,
That's all I'll
bacon.
say.
And I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah, and I'm Polish. That
Okay.
gives context.
I have a Polish
suppose.
last name.
Dante is Polish.
So were you the person that brought the name in?
Yeah, I guess my grandma. But yeah, I mean, well, so the band originally was the three of us and another drummer. So yeah, I think I proposed Bochek. It's good. It's concise.
It works. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely like intriguing. You know, obviously, especially without like a definitive answer to what that is and like where it comes from. I mean, it's kind of intriguing, and it suits the band, it suits the musical style. I mean, you guys are kind of a weird mixed bag of styles. You know.
100%.
Yeah. So and so you were just saying, how long have you guys been around for?
Well, our 10 years
10
was in
years, yeah.
February, yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. Three of us joined,
Dante, Nevin, John.
yes. And then we had another drummer, Zach Davey. And that was the band for 5 years, out of high school or whatever. Yeah, 8th grade we started.
Started for the
And then-
talent show.
2014,
2012.
2012.
10 years.
10 years.
I've known.
And yeah, and Joe's been on the scene that
Yeah.
whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, I've known
Yeah.
John pretty much
The whole
For the most
time,
part.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
since.
You're in
since
like
that.
music kind of.
Yeah, I worked at a music store at the time where there was a
Yeah.
like a band. We were playing the Narrows, and y'all had your band like in that project. So I was always around.
Like a jam camp.
I remember
deal.
You know,
when we played a Battle of the Bands at
That's
the
right.
Cupcake Factory.
that's right.
Joe played with Moment of Clarity, and
I
I
played
was
in
shook.
it.
I
Yes,
was like, oh
there was
boy,
a Battle of the
Joe
Bands at the
Rebelo was
Cupcake
playing
Factory,
with them.
and I played in another band. So we've always kind of been.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've
no,
known you
it's
for some
circuit.
time.
Yeah, and then we got Noah. Yeah,
2017.
2017.
John
College.
and
Noah
in school.
became best
Yeah,
friends.
the first thing I ever said to John was, "Hey, you like Pat Metheny?"
And I did, and we talked about Pat Metheny.
It's the right thing to say.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was
You
it?
like
Without that, who knows?
Because we were
Yeah.
both guitar students.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
studied
mass
guitar.
Dartmouth.
And bonded on Pat Metheny.
Yeah.
How weird.
Yeah.
And John only went
That's
to
a shredder though.
to college for one semester.
Yeah,
So
it
without
was-
that semester,
Yeah,
I
very
mean,
efficient.
it's-
You
Yeah,
really made a big
picked
change
up
in
Noah,
one
and then that
semester.
was that.
Wow.
picked up Noah.
Meant to be.
And our first gig was at like 2 in the afternoon at the Middle East upstairs.
Yeah, that was a very sunny day, I
Nice.
remember.
2 in the afternoon. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
It
good-
was one
good
of
time
those-
for rocking.
It was one of those.
One of those.
You gotta have one of those to have a couple different ones, you know?
Yeah, you know, you got to start somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Exactly.
That's how the old adage goes.
Great. All right, and so now, okay, so we got to the bottom of the name. Now, the other thing I saw, like, so I was doing a lot of research on you guys, obviously, but so I checked out your Bandcamp, and you had one of the singles released before the full length record came out, which on Bandcamp it's just an untitled track.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
eventually got titled "In the Rainbows." What was
Yeah.
the problem with that song?
So this was all TuneCore. Just us. We have the MP3 file as Rainbows. It was the code name for the song all the time, but we wanted
when
it.
we were writing it, it was called Rainbows.
Yeah, and we always, after we wrote it, the intent was for it to be an ellipsis and just not be named. And Spotify and whatever, like online streaming, they wouldn't accept that as a title.
Yeah.
So then we named it Spotify Won't Let Us Name This Track the Way We Want It To. And then that wasn't accepted. And then we smashed the keyboard.
And then
And that wasn't accepted.
Just
I don't
like
know.
a bunch of random.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. We just had so much trouble, and then
Weird.
finally, we're just.
Just like
I think
that
it
whole
told
the
us,
code
"Can you
name."
name it I don't know. They want us to name it the file name, I guess.
I think
Yeah.
too,
At that
we were
point,
just
we were
like, let's
over it,
just
yeah.
get it out and call it Rainbows.
I think Rainbows is a good
It's
title
a suiting
for
name.
it,
It's a
to
suiting
be
name.
just out
for
in the
sure.
void.
Right.
Mm.
But it ended up on the album, and it's the second track, and it's called Honeycomb Shaped Womb.
No, it's at the end of Fried Come the Morning.
Oh,
And
is
on
it?
the Spotify version, it's listed Fried Come the Morning ... ellipsis. So technically, I guess on the album, it has the name we wanted it to have.
Okay.
Weirdly, it's just like coming after that third track's title.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I didn't know if you were having some weird drama with Spotify, because God knows they're the devil.
Oh,
I
my
guess,
God.
Yeah, I mean, all streaming services
I
are
mean-
pretty tough. And
Yeah, they really wanted a typical name.
They wanted us to conform. And
It's so
Yeah.
weird. I mean, like, isn't there are other bands that have had things like that? Like, what, Sigur Rós, didn't they have a whole record just full of like weird, like, parentheses and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
yeah. Oh my God, there's a ton. That electronic artist Fortet has a ton of like side projects, and they're all just crazy characters. Like,
Right.
So
So what's the loophole
we
here?
might just
I
be bad
think
at
it
this
depends
thing.
on-
Maybe that's it.
Your
who
status.
you know, like how your songs are being distributed. Like we were using
right.
TuneCore, and now we're using DistroKid. It's just like music distributors that
Mhm.
anybody can really sign up for.
Right.
So maybe it's just speculating, but maybe if you are on a label or something, they have ways to communicate outside of that. Perhaps.
Sure. Okay.
Wasn't
Weird.
there an issue too, like something being all caps, like we couldn't do?
Yeah,
Yes,
it has to
yeah.
be specific case. Like
Very dumb and very specific.
that's silly.
So so I'm pretty interested in the choice that you made. Now, first of all, this is only the second time I've talked to more than one person, so you all had to come to an agreement on this record.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I think that's a big part of why we chose this album.
Because you all could agree on it.
Yeah.
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 It was pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
that we were like, yeah, if it's all of us, then it's gonna be this one. It's gonna be Ata Kak. Like, what else would it be?
Originally, we were saying "Lick My Decals Off, Baby,"
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
nice. Beef heart.
yeah.
Sure.
but
Yeah.
we saw that someone did Trout Mask and just kind of wanted to like maybe shy away from that, and just like
Okay.
put something
Switch
else.
you up a bit.
Yeah. Did you really want to challenge me specifically?
No, that wasn't part of it, but it was also a thought like there isn't a whole lot like
No,
to
it's
like
not.
look into or like research
Mm.
about it. But I think that's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
It's like we're definitely into a lot of artists like that too, that are just kind of like, oh, they in the 80s they recorded an album, never released it, and then someone now found it and put it
Yeah.
out, and
Right.
it's just like almost like found outsider music kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I feel like this record specifically, like all of us, like Nevin was the one who found it originally, like in a YouTube video,
Mm-hmm.
and
And when was that?
2018.
yeah, haven't
Yeah,
been-
okay.
Yeah.
So it was
It's-
after like African tapes. I mean, the awesome tapes from Africa kind of found it and
Yeah,
started to
yeah.
distribute it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I don't
was
know exactly what
2015.
year. Yeah,
When it was published on
Yeah.
Spotify, so I'd imagine.
But yeah, I feel like that was
Yeah.
that summer. We listened to it so much, like just
Oh
in
my
car rides
goodness.
everywhere, and just
Yeah, we
like
passed it down. Like
Going
I forgot
hard.
when I heard it, but I heard it through you.
It's just
guys.
very infectious.
I remember we played a gig at the Old Revival in Cranston,
Mhm.
and we were just standing outside, out near a car, one of our cars, and we were just like blasting it. Like,
Yeah.
people were coming in and out of like the parking lot, just like staring at us. And I feel like someone who was with us, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, "This is a scary album. Like it's scary."
Yeah.
I don't
I feel
remember
like
who
it gives
said
me
that.
such good vibes the whole
Oh
time.
yeah,
It's just
me
like,
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just very
whoever you
infectious.
show it to, those they can't. They have to dance to it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's what's scary. It makes you dance. That's the scary
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
I'm not in control.
It's forced.
It
Yeah.
brings out the best in you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I mean, like, so his career is like completely revived at this point, and
Yeah.
he's actually on tour
Oh my
right now.
goodness,
You
yeah.
guys went to go see him. Did you all go to see him in New York?
The four of us,
Yeah,
Joe
I was
did
the
not.
only one,
Oh, okay.
but
But it was great. It really worked out, especially for me, because like it had been such a long time coming. We had tickets initially to see them in New York right before the pandemic, like
Yeah,
beginning of
2019.
April 2020,
Hmm.
and then
Oh, yeah.
all got canceled. and we'd been kind of talking about it too, like, oh, I wonder if that's gonna get rescheduled or what.
Right.
And then this year came to life with San Rouge in West Village, and I was coming off a tour in really close to New York, so I was like, all right, I gotta go. And like found a ticket,
Yes.
and then yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was insane.
Truly incredible.
So much leading up to it too. It's like 2 years
Right.
later we finally get to see him, and it was incredible. Like the energy, off the chain.
Man,
Right.
I haven't danced like that
Yeah, it was
at a show.
It was a very sweaty show.
Yeah, very tightly
So tight,
packed,
just-
and everyone was just going for it.
And he had so much energy too. I was like
my
astounded
goodness,
at
yeah.
like all those vocals take so much breath and like effort, and he was just dancing around the entire time and just
Huge
like
smile.
yeah, just a huge smile the entire time. I was like, I don't know how somebody can even do that for that long.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and he's an older guy now. I don't know how old he is, but
He's got to be like 60s, like
Yeah.
right.
50
Yeah,
to
50s,
70s.
He had the grays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so he
Grand.
recorded this in
Yeah.
1994.
Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
He's
and
living
then
in Canada.
right, he was living in Toronto. So let's see. So he recorded this, released it in 1994. Recorded it with secondhand studio gear in his apartment in Toronto. Now I know your band has been recording at Big Nice Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So what was recording like before you found Big Nice?
Oh,
Mm.
I feel like
Very-
really the only effort that we had was our 2018 EP, Immature, which we recorded in John's basement in like a weekend.
Mhm.
And someone we were friends with at the time just brought over all their stuff to record us. We set up in different rooms in the basement, and then Nevin was upstairs. So pretty DIY.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty
and all live, just kind of one take or
Essentially,
Was
yeah.
it all live?
That
All
was-
I
live?
think so, yeah.
that
That's
was the
why we
cool
were all in
part.
different rooms.
yeah,
So
you're
you
all
might have-
isolated.
Track
Yeah, we were on
records
different
all
floors,
for a
too.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nevin's
Just
vocals.
like, or you guys be able to be so tight. I was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
had a bunch of
Hanging
people
out.
coming
Of
through.
course.
Yeah, Joe's actually on the disc. Him sleeping
Yeah,
on
I'm sleeping
the
on
ground.
the floor somewhere on the
physical,
picture
yeah.
disc.
Yeah, that's a good weekend.
But for you to be able to record vocals in the bathroom and know all the cues of when everything is, not seeing.
Oh
each
yeah,
other,
yeah. The kid.
that,
That's
I
pretty.
thought
Yeah.
that was amazing.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
Weird.
So cool.
really
Everyone's
difficult,
in
yeah.
a different room in the house.
Yeah, I think I recorded in the. I think it was the dining room.
Dining
Yeah.
room, something.
You know, you just going
I
off
was in
feel.
my room, and then like Dante was in the basement, Noah in the laundry room.
Yep.
Yeah.
And my parents were supposed to be away that weekend, but they didn't go away. But then we
So
still,
everyone was just like
we
It
still
was chill.
track.
It was chill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't
It was
coexist.
very
deal with
chill.
it.
And like other than that, we hadn't really recorded together at all.
No, we had another EP that we recorded in high school with Zach.
Yeah.
In his basement.
In his basement, half basement. It was
Oh,
like half
okay.
in like Chris's basement, your guitar teacher, and then half in Zach's basement.
Wow.
That was the first EP,
Yeah,
released 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
High school, senior
Wow,
year.
so
Yeah.
that's when Ata Kak
I think
got
that was
published.
pre.
Full circle.
Wow, wild. All right. Well, you know what? So speaking of that, so Ata Kak, I mean, this is like a world music artist. Do you guys have any other music that you dig that's international?
Oh my goodness, so much.
So much of
Yeah,
it.
so
Okay.
much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love a lot of Brazilian music, a lot of like samba and bossa nova. I mean, you name it, man. Like, so much traditional music is just so. It's a big part of like my rhythmic knowledge, I guess. I feel like I base so much of it off of like things that I've learned of like West African musical traditions, Indonesian musical traditions, like a lot of stuff that I like studied in school. But yeah, I feel like we're into stuff from all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Brazilian music as far as like really like shared mutual like likes between us, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like you can definitely hear that as well. Like,
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like it definitely just shines.
There's a
right
lot
through.
of like Latin, like Afro-Cuban rhythms, and
Mhm.
especially some of our newer stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And you guys have something coming out new? You have new music?
We do have music coming out.
Yeah, I
this
think at the point
summer,
of this releasing, we should have announced our album by now, right?
most likely.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now or so?
Yeah.
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 So we could say it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
our album is coming out very soon.
I think July 22nd.
As of right, that's like a
of
soft
right now.
date, right?
Projection.
Or no?
July.
Yeah.
And
July.
who is putting it out?
So we got Roz Raskin from Self Love Records
Oh, cool.
dropping cassettes for us. And then we're on another label called Dollhouse Lightning. And they're also releasing it. We're doing it on 2 labels.
Yeah, and we
Oh.
did our last album, Here Now Deaf Later, on Dollhouse. So
Oh, okay.
now we kind of get the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Magna Habidian.
Yeah. Who is Dollhouse?
So it's a couple people, I think they're based in New Hampshire now. They were in Massachusetts, but it's our homie Greg who started it. And they're in a really cool band called Cheap City. And they have a ton of other like musical projects. But yeah, it's a small, cool label. Got some good friends on there, like Wax On. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly like Northeast stuff. I think there's like a band from London on that label, but
Yeah,
it's pretty.
someone from Portland, Oregon too.
Yeah, it's pretty small for the most part, and yeah, local stuff. Yeah, Cheap City. I mean, that's how we even met Greg in the first place, and we just fell in love with that band. Yeah,
Incredible band,
we're in love with them.
One of the best.
Cool.
Yeah.
So and so what is do you guys tour at all, or are you going to be touring at all?
Yeah, in July we're kind of
got something in the
got
works.
a small little thing happening before the release, and then probably plan a couple more.
Yeah.
After that, try to do something in the winter, maybe the spring again.
Yeah, we had
Just keep the tours coming at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep that momentum going, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Especially with the new record too.
Yeah, we're
And
very
I just
excited
think,
about that.
yeah, this one's gonna. I think it's gonna be palatable compared to Here Now Deaf Later.
Yeah, it's
Why?
a lot
What's the
warmer.
problem with Here Now Deaf Later?
Well,
I
there's
don't
no
thi-
problem.
I don't
There's no
think there's a
problem.
problem.
Yeah.
It's a good record. I
Big
mean,
problem.
Definitely, yeah.
But
We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
I think this one's like shorter.
It
More
is.
Nice
precise.
response.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like we
it's a
kind of made
response,
it
yeah.
as a response to that album.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
Poppier kind of.
it's just
Sweeter
a lot
even.
warmer. It's a lot sweeter.
Yeah, there's a lot of sonic extremes on Here Now Deaf Later.
Yeah, that's
and I
kinda-
mean there are moments on this record that share that same energy and sentiment,
Mhm.
but it feels a little bit like less like aggressive in a way.
Yeah,
I think that's
definitely.
more like centered on like healing,
Yeah, I
And,
would
like,
say.
like love. I feel like,
Oh, cool.
which
Interesting.
is like part of the title too.
Mhm.
Which I mean,
Yeah, tightly clung to love. I don't know if that was said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tightly
yeah,
clung
that's
to
the
love.
name of
Tightly
the
clung to
new
That's the
love.
name of
album.
the title.
Yeah.
The album. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so are you playing any of the new material because you have a show coming up this weekend, right?
yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yes,
We've been playing.
we've been playing it
since-
out.
When did Bochek Orchestra happen? We played
Yeah.
Cheap City then too.
Yeah, September 25th or no, September 18th, mid September.
Yeah, we were playing some songs
2021.
from it then
Yeah.
too.
But the first single that's going to come out, we've been playing that song since 2019, I feel
Yeah,
like.
Yeah.
2020, and we've had it forever.
Oh,
Like,
And
A
we
few of the
started
songs.
Yeah.
recording the album before our last album even came out. It was just before the pandemic hit that
Yeah,
that we had our
2020.
session. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's like very much a pandemic album. It's like almost split. Like half of the songs were kind of made before the pandemic, and then half were kind of like
Huh.
during the
Right.
Written during.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been doing during the pandemic? Just seeing as how you brought it up,
Yeah.
writing
That's
other stuff.
really
Is there other stuff in the can? Or?
finishing up this album, because when we originally tracked the 3 songs we tracked on this, the first songs we tracked, it wasn't even the idea that we had an album. We were just like, oh, we have these 3 songs, let's just track them.
Mhm.
And then everything kind of spiraled with the pandemic, and we were just sitting on these 3 tracks and had all this time and started writing more, and things just kind of built up, and it was like, oh, we got an album here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We moved into like all of us together. Nevin, Dante, and I
Mhm.
were living together, and then John moved in with us, like
Summer of 2020.
2020. So it was cool. Like we were around each other a lot too. So I feel like a lot of it was spent like polishing and like writing the songs that were gonna cap off the album. and we got to go back to the studio as things like progressed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Yeah, it was
made
a-
shirts.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, there was also a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
no, for sure.
Totally.
It was just
Gotta
like
hang
Because you
in.
couldn't. I mean, you couldn't
Playing
get together
board
like
games.
lots of board
Oh
games.
yeah, lots of board
we
games,
spent
lots of Cuphead.
like over
I don't know.
$1,000 on board games.
Yeah.
Like, really got
I haven't
into
Yeah.
seen
A lot of Catan.
those haven't
really
been touched in a
got
little
into
bit now. At this point,
I know.
Just
I
a big
still
stack.
play. I'm still busting out.
Yeah, we need to bust it out.
So let's see. Brian Shimkovitz, that was the name
Yes.
of the founder of Awesome Tapes from Africa.
Yep.
Found and purchased a cassette copy of this album in the Cape Coast of Ghana in 2002, and didn't start proclaiming the gospel of Ata Kak until 2006 when he started searching for him. So who could you say discovered you or is a champion of yours?
Oh,
I feel like for a bit it was Mike D.
yeah,
Mike Dillahunty?
yeah.
Oh, cool. When did you meet him?
Yeah, a while ago, like 20. I mean, we've been booking at the Met
16,
since like
maybe before.
2015 or something. He was aware of us.
Yeah, even when we were in high school, I feel like he was like, you guys
Yeah.
got something really
And
good.
so we were booking at the Met a lot with Mike.
Okay.
Mike's even strung through my, history of playing in the circuit through the
Yeah.
alien band, and
Yeah.
I still see Mike all the time now. I play in a cover band called Real Weird, and we play at Union once a
yeah,
month.
yeah.
But it's like
Yeah, Mike's
it's so
fun.
funny how intertwined.
Oh yeah.
Mike kind of is with all
With
of
the
our-
entire music scene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
He's
sure.
amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to think. I feel like that's
Hash.
definitely one of the big ones. Yeah,
Hash
definitely
too
Hash.
has helped us.
Hash, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel like Mike's an early one.
Yeah.
Just getting a call from Mike, he's like, "Yo, you guys are gonna open up for Right." That's
Yeah,
what-
that was
At
really
the time
big.
we
We
were
were just
very
like
stoked.
pretty
That was
mind
amazing.
blown.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good moment.
Couldn't have come at a better time for us. And we were so hyped on that.
That's
so nice
cool.
of him to reach out about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been around forever. I mean, Jesus,
Yeah.
I've worked with him like 20 years ago, even more than 20 years
Wow.
ago. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
but he did retire, right? Didn't he like
Yeah.
officially stop booking, but now he's kind of getting back into it?
It seems like he does it here and there when it's
Yeah.
something like really solid. I know he booked Tiger's Jaw
Mhm.
at Union Station, and he just booked the Mummies at Alchemy, I think.
Oh yeah.
Is it Here Comes the Mummies? Here Comes the
No, I think it's just the Mummies.
No, it's the Mummies. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Cool. I guess you could say probably Roz Raskin is also a champion, considering she's going to put out the new
Definitely.
record.
For sure, like these days, like they've definitely been helping us a ton and just showing us so much love. I feel like that relationship has definitely been like just like forming probably since like 2019 when we moved here, because
Yeah.
our other band played a show where they were playing solo at dusk, and I think that was the first time meeting them and like really
Yeah.
like finding out about Nova One. And I remember when I was in college, I used to see like the rice cake stickers like all over like the music lockers, and I was like, oh, that's a funny name. Like, definitely.
Yeah.
And then I find out later all these stickers that I'm seeing is like a very well loved and like sick Providence band,
Right.
and like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like, I mean, personally, I look up to them a lot in a lot of ways. Just like musically, they're an incredible musician, incredible person.
Yeah, just
like,
insane
just,
songwriter.
you could
just-
say so much.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we're gonna say. So I think I was kind of touching on this with you earlier because I asked who had the record, because I know that they did finally release this album on vinyl. You have a copy,
Yeah.
Evan? Anyone else have a copy or no?
No.
All right.
No.
We
Because
all
they're
just
sold
steal
out now.
Evan's.
I mean, it's fuck. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Who knows where you can find one now?
Yeah.
I've had Matt's copy in my crate for a bit.
Yeah. What do you think of it? You probably had more play on it than
great.
I have. Yeah.
It's a gem. It's like the hidden like.
Right.
What I got.
But
Slap
see,
this
so
on.
I was curious because like I had never heard of Ata Kak until you guys mentioned it to me, and I started to research it and listen to it. And like I was telling you, on their Bandcamp page, when they released the vinyl, they supposedly had two different mixes. They had the original off of Brian's cassette because they had to master it from the cassette that he bought, And then I don't know the exact story. I can't remember very well, but supposedly they were able to manipulate it somehow so that it was at the original speed
Yeah.
that he recorded it at. None of you have heard that mix?
No.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Not as far as I
didn't-
know.
That's weird. I mean, because
Yeah.
I feel like it should have been with that record.
Yeah. It would make sense, just given the format, you know.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into it again, but because I want to kind of hear that, because I was wondering for you guys, like if you thought you heard the original of this album instead of like what we all know, which the world knows from that cassette tape, like do you think it would change your impression of the record?
I feel like we listen to a lot of music that had like the quality like isn't necessarily the best because it comes from tapes in the first place, and it's just like kind of like hidden
Right.
gems of an album in the first place, and I feel like sometimes that even adds to it.
Right.
You know
But
what I
tape
mean?
speed, that's something different. Like
Yeah, that's
if you
true.
like listen to a 45 at 33,
Yeah.
you know, or vice versa, you listen to a 33
Yeah,
record on 45. That's
Yeah.
just it almost sounds like a different song.
Yeah.
You know.
Totally.
I don't know how much of a difference that was for this record because I haven't heard what the original was.
Yeah.
But that's why I want to know if you guys even heard it. I don't know if it would like kind
No.
of cloud
Yeah.
the mystique of this record, you know?
Yeah, I haven't dug for any other versions. I wasn't even super aware that. I mean, I knew about like the differing tape speed. I didn't really know that there was two versions though.
Right. And then live, it was what you know.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
It was drum machine and
like
everything.
same tempos at least, like
Right.
everything like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The biggest thing really was just him being older and just his voice not being as high pitched.
It still sounded.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it
sounded
sounded great,
good, but
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just
He's
like
still-
an older.
he's
His
still
band
got
was
it.
killer too. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Like,
he's.
The drum machine was like I was so like happy to see that there was just like this drum machine. And they're like when they first came out, they're like, oh, we gotta let the drum machine warm up a little bit. So like they kinda gave it a
Don't play
second.
It was a full band playing around the drum machine.
Yeah.
Like that's
It was
where a lot of-
Guitar,
drum machine,
bass,
bass guitar.
backup vocals.
Yeah, I've seen some videos online. I didn't know if they changed the setup
Yeah.
based on what they were doing, but that seems to be they have someone in the middle controlling like the samples of the
Yeah,
drum machine.
yeah.
it
So
was
it's like all of like the sounds you love from the record are all there
Yeah.
live.
all
Because
out.
there's so many of those moments on this album too, where it's just like bang,
Yep.
Yeah, there's so
just like
sporadic.
little
Ridiculous
barks.
sounds.
little
It's
scratches.
weird, like,
yeah,
yeah.
like,
It almost sounds like a record scratch because of the quality of it, but it's his voice.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of
Yeah.
moments. It's so good.
All that was there.
But there's live bass the whole time.
Mhm.
That was rocking.
Yeah.
Of course. Like
Cool.
just laying in, and someone doing vocals and like guitar and kind of like little synth leads.
Mm.
It really sounded, all things considered, like the album.
Yeah, it really
Mhm.
did. Like
Wild.
I was definitely kind of.
It's like we
amazed
just
with the whole
heard
drum,
the
drum
record,
machine and everything.
like I mean we really did hear the record.
Yeah, I mean,
It
they
was just
played
a
the
little bit in a
record
different order.
yeah,
Yeah.
They played. Yeah, they played the whole thing,
Yeah.
every track.
And then left, and there you go. You know?
Right. Well, that's the other weird thing too. Is like in the research that I had done, I read a number of interviews with Ata Kak or Brian Shimkovitz. Why do you say that? Shimkovitz. And supposedly he said he wanted to record more, and the album has been doing well from what I can tell. Obviously, the record sold out, so it's not like they're not. It's not like they haven't made back any money, because that was one of the deterrents that he said is that he never recorded more in '94 because he ran out of money basically.
Yeah.
But he wanted to, now that there's this new interest and he's now on this label and he's obviously on tour and doing well. He said he wanted to record more, but he hasn't released anything else, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably
Hasn't
doesn't
yet.
necessarily
That's the only
need to either. At the same time, it's like just rocking with the album he's got. It's like
Right. I mean, there's no harm in writing that, I suppose, until the end. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have one great record, like if you thought you did it with one record,
yeah.
would you write another record?
Yeah, right. Like break the legacy. I mean,
I just feel like too, especially that it just kind of got bigger so many years after too. It's like, all right, like
Yeah, like he ran out of money before, but now it's like he's just got
Even the
like
production style of that could have been the closest he got at the time, to what he wanted to achieve.
Hmm.
I think his wife at the time bought him all the equipment
Yep.
from a flea market.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like, he just put it together and like, this is what he had.
And I feel like the album wouldn't be the
I'm
same
sure
if
we'd
it wasn't
love some
made
more
in that
Ata Kak,
sort of
but-
way.
yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, that I guess that would be weird for you guys as fans, like like if he released something that was kind of a modern production of some new songs, like
I mean, I'd love to
It
hear
would
it.
be-
I'd say yes.
I would like to say
yeah,
yes.
I
I'm
definitely
gonna
have
take
my
whatever
interest.
Ata Kak is throwing at us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
I
yeah.
think about it after is a different story. Like,
yeah,
I don't really know what I would expect from new.
I can't expect anything. One album in '94, and then like so much time has passed, and then just another album. Like I don't know what it would be, but I feel like I really want it. So
yeah. Well,
Like, who knows even like what Ata Kak thinks about it?
yeah.
You know, if he's like, oh, I knocked it out of the park with that lo-fi production. Like he's just making it. you know?
right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like that was just kind of the mindset. It's like I just made the album the way I wanted to make, and then
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was super different because it seems like originally he just wanted to write songs and make songs. So like whatever that looks like for him or sounds like for him now could be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. I at this point, I would listen to whatever he puts out just to see
yeah,
what he comes up with
Oh my
next.
God, yeah.
But all right, so we're gonna get into this record, okay? There's only 7 tracks on this record. It's not very long. It was extremely difficult for me because it's in a different language.
Yeah.
And I don't even exactly know what language this is. I
Yeah.
mean, it's Twee kind
It's
of,
twee, yeah.
but I think
It
that
also
there's
seems like there's like ad libs and like
right.
stuff like that. in
Definitely.
there.
There's some liberties taken with some
Yeah.
of these words, I think.
Yeah.
So the album is called Obaa Sima.
Yep.
First track is Obaa Sima. So from what I've gathered, what I've learned in my research, Obaa Sima translates to the perfect woman.
Yep.
Is this what he shared with you at the show?
No.
He did not.
No.
He
Oh, there was
didn't
another one?
share any.
We were all looking at it the other day.
we didn't like. I
Oh
didn't,
wow, there's like actually like translated lyrics for
Yeah.
this.
It's
Not
like-
many.
Yeah.
Not many.
Yeah, just for that.
I think it's just this song, yeah. So yeah, according to Genius.com, that's where I found it. I don't know if that's where you found
yeah,
it.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This song is about how difficult it is to find this woman, and how, having found her, you have to honor and respect her, because you will never have a person on whom you can rely so much. So, not trying to get too personal or mushy, who are some of the women in your lives that you hold in high esteem?
I mean, I love my mom and my sisters.
Yeah, I was just thinking we just had Mother's Day. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely a time to reflect
yeah.
on some.
And my
Definitely.
Mimi. I love my Mimi.
Is that your grandmother?
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
I
mom's
got my
mom.
Mimi too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My Mimi, my mama, my memes.
Yeah.
I
Now,
like-
why
I like
is that?
their
Like, why do
memes.
you look up to these ladies, and like, for what do you look up to them for?
I feel like my sisters, I'm always looking up to just like her independence, and just she kind of always seems to know what she wants to do.
Mm-hmm. Is she older or younger?
She's older.
Okay.
She's 7 years older than me, and she's a college professor. And like she studies bugs and is always just like into weird, just so curious. And like I go to her lab and she's like, yeah, look at all these bees I caught the other day, and there's just like these bees in a jar. Or she'll like, look at this video of me walking a bee, and it's like she's got a bee on a string. And
That's
just,
incredible.
yeah. Just,
What does she teach? What is this?
God, her doctorate has something to do with ecology or biology, but it's basically a big study of the honeybees and just their importance. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, she'll go around the country, and she's been to Germany and stuff too, out of the country, just talking about the importance of bees and
Right.
why we need them
Amazing.
to be sustained, and just pretty crazy stuff. She's always just into some crazy project.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, to also answer your question, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like all the, female figures in my life are kind of the ones that raised me. So I feel like I have so many grandmothers and my mom, of course, but so many, like, I have like 6 different like grandmothers that I've spent time with. Like my
Yeah.
great grandmother, she passed when she was about 105, so I've gotten to meet
Yeah.
quite a few generations of
Oh wow.
all the mothers in my family. Yeah, so
That's cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, our friend Ella Rosa comes to mind too. Paul Prince. She made some art. Well, she's made a ton of art for us, but it's like such a close friend of ours. She's the fucking best. Oh, can I?
Yeah,
swear?
absolutely. Yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah, no, she's definitely made a huge impact on
Yeah,
all of us, and just like especially coming to Providence.
it was
Like
like one of
having
our
her
best,
with us.
one of our best, or one of my best friends. Like right when I moved here,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
great person.
Cool. All right, well let's move on to the next song. Forgive my pronunciations if I screw these up. Moma Yendodo?
Yeah,
Moma Yendodo. All right. All right, so according to Ata Kak from the documentary that I watched, you guys watched the doc, I imagine,
Yeah.
on YouTube?
yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't.
Me
I
and
watched
John,
it like
I have no idea.
4 years ago.
Okay, so that's
But
all
I
right.
don't
This
remember
will be a little surprise for you.
Yeah.
So Moma Yendodo means let us love one another. And he mentions this because he says many of the problems in this world and all the hate are from a lack of love. So I think you guys seem very positive from the little time I've been spending with you so far. How have you managed to maintain your positivity?
It's
Tough.
hard. I will not lie. Like, there's a lot of times where I do not maintain that. I'm just like, this is so beyond fucked. Like, everything is so intense.
Yeah.
But
No,
I mean,
definitely.
just having super close friends and with this group, just having a common shared love of like making music, not only in general, just like together, like it's a very special thing. I feel like what we have, like I feel very deeply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we do, like, just feels so good, and that is definitely a big. I feel like musical endeavors give me the most like hope and like excitement in my life,
Alright.
aside from
Yeah.
just like personal relationships and like meeting people and stuff.
Right. And now tell me the name of the new record again.
Tightly
We
clung
clung
to
to
love.
love.
Tightly
Tight-
clung.
Tightly Clung to Love.
Tightly clung to love.
Right.
love.
So you were kind of touching on this earlier when you were kind of mentioning that this new record, and that's what it is. That's the name of it. So is there a theme going on in there in that album?
Yeah, there's definitely just themes of growth and just like, really looking at yourself and oh man, it's so much. I mean, it really is like it's like a response from the other album. I mean, just like kind of a dark, like introspective album to like a, bright, warm album. There's tough moments in there, but it's all like trying to get to another place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Through love, you think? Is that fair to say? You think?
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when I listen, I mean, so much of it is about, self-love. Like, getting to, I mean, it's so hard to do anything in life without that, obviously. Like, and we're all battling for that every day, obviously. Just trying to love yourself. I feel like this album kind of like serves almost as like a reminder to yourself.
Yeah.
Have yourself on the back, like
Your new record or this or
this
Ata
new
Kak?
record.
The new
And Ata Kak too. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like that's
To tie that together, I mean, it helps to have a good support system.
Oh, yeah.
Your friends and
Yeah.
people around you that you make music with, and we all connect.
Right.
Even the music we like and listen together. I feel like whether we know or not shows up into what we put out too.
Totally.
I feel like that's what's so like interesting about the Ata Kak record too, is in the sense of, not being able to understand him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we're just it's an emotional listen. Like if you can't understand a word, I mean, you have this emotional response to the style of music and
Yeah.
how it makes you feel. I mean, especially seeing him like smiling and everything, it's like you can't help but
Yeah.
I don't know, reflect on that and
Yeah.
think
He's-
about how it affects your mood.
Sure. He seems like a pretty lovable guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh
and
my
he
God,
seems
yeah.
super intelligent, like very well spoken. Just like he's very poetic. I mean, in the documentary, he kind of like recites a poem of his that is not.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's in English,
Time
first of all,
bomb.
so I don't think it has anything to do with the record that he put out, and it's very very like just intriguing and like amazing. It's just
Yeah.
it's beautiful poetry.
Oh my god, yeah. English is actually the first language of Ghana.
Right. Yeah. But they do still speak other languages. There's a
Yeah,
couple of
there-
different dialects.
Yeah,
and,
there are different dialects, but it's mainly like Twi. Is
Yeah.
what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's move on. So I'm going to practice my Twi right now. The next song is Ata Kak
Yeah.
the best I can do. All right. So now I've got now because you chose a record that has no lyrics that I can understand. I tried my hardest to find translations to anything I could of any of these words,
Yeah.
any of the lyrics. So I was trying to use a Twi translator. So this word appeared in a number of Twi phrases that were translated, okay? So essentially, like, the computers kind of showed me all of these, like, weird phrases that I don't know where they were generated from, but I could keep on seeing this word in there. And so the common word from the translations was the word naked or bare. So it leads me to believe that Ata Kak means something along the lines of naked or bare. So it's my interpretation that this song may have something to do with being naked or bearing it all in a sense. Now, I've heard a couple of you guys mention how you have had other bands or played in other bands. Do you all find strength performing together, and would you feel more naked if you were performing solo?
I definitely
together.
definitely together. Like, I don't know, man, I mean, I haven't done any anything too serious, like, solo wise, but oh man, I mean, just even small stuff, playing like piano at this like cafe thing, and I don't know, I guess I'm definitely susceptible to that. I feel naked. I feel like
You don't feel
I
comfortable
feel
playing
way less
alone?
comfortable. Yeah.
Is everybody?
Oh, yeah.
I feel
When
like
everyone's
afterwards,
there, it's
even
like-
if we rehearsed and just one person's missing out of the equation, it's just it's such a
Doesn't just-
specific
yeah,
sound with
sure.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, and so much of our like play style live is just like bouncing off of each other and just the improvisation aspect of it. So it's like you need kind of like the energy of everybody to like bounce off and bring in different directions. And
We're just at such a comfortable level too at this point.
yeah, it's like we don't.
Like we don't
Mm.
like we could play a show without rehearsing,
Yeah,
and
we
it would be like it would be fine.
Yeah.
we played an incredible show at the Columbus with Nova One, and we hadn't played for like a month
Yeah.
until then.
Yeah.
Like we rehearsed right before the show,
But
but it
Definitely
was
not
because
good,
like
but
we were
also,
all
like-
sick or something was going on at one point or
Yeah.
another. Like
Yeah.
But
Trips and stuff.
I would like rather do a show and like not rehearse at all for 2 months or something than practice for a show on that's just gonna be me
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Because it's also like the excitement in like the moment. You don't know what's like. You never know what's gonna happen. Or some section might get extended, or there's just so many.
So you guys do improv a lot.
oh yeah,
Really
I think
heavily.
even
Yeah.
opening up that last show was just an
oh
entire
yeah.
improvised jam into the first song to kind of just ease
Some
ease
shows.
in. But we're always
Yeah.
we thought of doing that the day up too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know
It's kind of how the songs evolve too.
how we wrote a song the other day. Just
Literally in one shot. Like,
Yeah.
I just started playing a groove, and then everybody just kind of layered in, and we didn't really say anything to each other at all. We were just kind of like
Yeah.
seeing where it was taking us, and we kind of just came up with like a verse, a chorus, an outro, like an intro,
yeah.
like all of this stuff.
It was like, oh, let's
like,
rehearse, and then like we get there, and hey, we want to just jam, and
And
then
then
like
open it up with a little
the
jam.
first like just hitting the instruments was the
Yeah,
it was
part
the-
of the
it was the
song.
And that's-
beginning
that's
of the
all we
song.
did that
exist,
night,
and then
too.
it existed.
Yeah, and it just
Yeah.
sometimes it feels good. I mean, I love having bad jams too. I love when it's just like
There's plenty.
it just happens. Like
You
it's just
have to
like
definitely
it's
get
something
that.
that just needed to get out there. Like even if it's live, it's like we did it, and like you just commit to it, and whatever happens, happens, and that's like the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, Nevin, from a lyricist, vocalist perspective, I mean, how does that work when there's a jam happening? Like, if you guys wrote a song together, did you have lyrics to put into that at that time, or did you have to? Are you going to layer something on that
I mean,
afterwards?
just kind of improvise over it, or take different lyrics from different parts of the song and put that over. But kind of just whatever I'm feeling in the moment, and try not to think too hard about it.
Okay.
You had like a phrase there that was like went along with the motif.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
When
feel
we
like
wrote that particular thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You just had this one thing and it was like.
And I have one thing that kind of felt good. I was like, I know I want this particular thing, but that's also the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too, but
I feel like I noticed that a lot.
It's just a good starting point.
with-
You gotta
with me,
go-
yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
repeat if something feels good. Like when we're writing, I'll just kind of repeat something over and over and over, and just kind of so it gets drilled into my head too. If I keep on singing it like weeks and weeks ahead, like I know it's something that I'm like happy with.
Yeah. Right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Next song is Midofo.
So
That's
sick.
one of my favorites, yeah.
Personal favorite. Why is that? Why it
I
would
just-
so?
Yeah, just like the whole 70s disco aspect of the whole thing. It's just one of the best grooves. Like the album's just so rhythm oriented too. I feel like that one really encapsulates that.
Got such
So
a nice
good.
organ sound on
Yeah.
there. It's just so smooth.
Okay.
And I feel like it's one of like the more dynamic songs on the
Yeah.
record.
Was that
Like,
the one
that's
I
what you were
mentioned
saying
that
the
has
other
like a
day.
B section? Yeah, where it's
I
not
think
like
so,
the
yeah.
same dance beat almost on loop in some of the other songs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can't remember it too well right now. I wish I could play a little bit of it for myself, but so Midofo. Closest translation I could find for this was the word metafo. Okay, which means enemy. So, and I think that I think that it could be that I think that could be the proper translation, considering Ata Kak obviously sees the world and people in it that can be very cruel. So this makes me think about how people can be cruel to things or people that they don't understand. With that being said, do you feel like your music has made some enemies over time because of lack of understanding?
I mean, it's not for everybody. I mean,
we've had moments, but like not specifically like we're playing music and or people have actually said like, "Oh, this band sucks," like a bunch of times.
well, one time we were playing in a restaurant gig, and we were playing like a really spacey song of ours, and
So
this
slow
dude
and just-
comes up and he's like, "Hey, play some Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines. You guys know that song? We want to dance." And then Dante's just like, "Get out of here. Like, why are you talking to us?" But it was just like, we're all just like vibing and just like super spacey. But it's like, we were clearly not in the right place if we're getting, somebody's yelling Robin Thicke at us.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Well, you get a band like us for a 3-hour restaurant gig. That's what you're getting. Because our friend was like, "Oh, like, hey, I got this gig for you." Really cool. Yeah,
Paid gig,
We'll try it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we really worked
Yeah,
at
we
it.
were like,
$300.
300
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah, that's good.
We'll check it out.
Then
And
we
then-
saw the flyer and it was
They were like, "Oh, Red Hot Chili Peppers,
yeah,
Black Keys, Parliament."
like a really old picture of us from like 5
You got
years ago.
marketed like without
Yeah,
our
marketed
consent.
as this
Yeah.
cover
Yeah, it's
band
this
that's
other-
gonna.
Other
I
thing.
think we played.
We played "Chameleon" by Herbie Hancock.
I was
And
gonna
our
say we played
friends had
Butterfly.
that
I thought.
Oh, yeah. Someone asked for some
And we-
oldies. Like, I want to hear
Yeah.
some oldies.
I think we played.
Oh.
That's the only time we played "The Bottle" by Gil Scott-Heron.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that was a sick cover.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a deep track.
Yeah.
Who knew that one?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, who in the audience would have known that song?
Oh, I don't know. Somebody eating some sort of chicken tender meal or something.
Yeah.
I remember this one.
Wow. Yeah.
I do remember the poster. It was great. It was really fun.
So
That was like, I remember just being halfway through the gig and it's like, oh man, I felt like I was at like a shift. So I was just like,
yeah,
oh,
I
my
remember
God, what
like
is this?
loading up and we found out that they didn't have a PA. And we're like, oh,
And that they were expecting us to bring 60 people.
yeah.
We did not deliver on
We
a
did
whole lot
not.
at that gig.
You still get paid?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we
yeah,
still
we
got
still
That's
paid,
all
got
really
paid.
I forget,
Shout
we
out.
used that. We needed that $300 for something.
Of course you did.
Studio session or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It was
EOAs
a
need it.
nice rehearsal for us.
Every band needs every dollar they can get.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Except for like Kiss.
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
need
fuck
it.
Kiss.
They don't need it.
Fuck yes.
They don't need it.
I feel like for the most part, like, we've got good relationships though with people, like, and people. I think I something often I see with like at least our music is like. It definitely takes people a minute to get into it, but they'll be at the next show, and like, or they'll buy the record or whatever. Like, it's interesting enough.
It intrigues
wanna-
people.
I think
Yeah.
it's like
People
one of
wanna
those
see it
things
further.
like if you like it, you love it kind of thing. Like you're really into it.
You think? I was just thinking like maybe you're a two-timer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you're the type of band that like you have to kind of see it a second time to be like, what did I see the first time? I gotta sit with this for a second.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely what I feel like we are too. Like,
Yeah.
And I feel like it's cool if people see us and hate us. Like that's cool with me. It's like,
It's
all
good to
right,
have
it's not for everybody.
Right.
Like I
it
don't.
definitely is.
If you
know?
elicit a reaction, no matter what, whether it's positive or negative, that's good.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's just like it's not for everybody, and that's cool. It's like you don't need to like every single thing we do or any of it at
Yeah.
all. It's like that's completely okay with me.
Yeah.
We played a restaurant within the past couple of years, and there was a bartender who was very audibly upset with our set.
Yeah, that's always the best when someone is
telling the
like,
patrons.
Yeah,
These
our-
guys
our
suck.
friends. Like,
it's almost like a compliment in a way. It's like that's pretty cool. We're getting like the bartender really hates us.
Just get them
I
to
like
dread their shift.
Yeah.
We'll be there for them when they come around.
yeah.
You know,
Do you-
we'll keep
do you-
doing what we do.
There's that famous line that you say online. It's like, hey, don't forget to tip your bartenders. Do you say the opposite this time? You're like, fuck that bartender, guys.
Yeah.
Don't give them any money,
I don't
right?
think we found out until after. But
Yeah.
even if they don't like our music,
I think they should still get
tipped.
tipped. I mean, they're
They
probably
should
still
get
not.
tipped 50%.
Right.
They're still not getting paid enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 14%.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
really?
Ruthless, man.
Really?
What's wrong with you?
6%.
Steve Buscemi over here.
Steve
Also a
Buscemi
film
not tipped.
buff.
Right.
Wow.
Here's my
Film
littlest.
buff here.
Here's the littlest fiddle.
Let us know about it.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next song. Da Niana.
This is the
Ah,
golden
yeah.
goose.
This
I
is
think
it.
the
This is the
golden
hit.
goose.
Yeah,
right
that,
here.
that's the
This
hit.
is my favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
electric.
It's so melodic
Yeah.
compared to some of the other stuff on the album.
I don't know what it's about, but play it at my funeral. Like I want people dancing and
Yeah.
dancing on my grave. You know what I mean?
All right.
Noted.
Did I pronounce that right? Da Niana? Niana? Da Niana?
Like in the song, it sounds like
Danyana,
Danyana.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Danya.
All right. So now this was a really tricky one. So through multiple translations of similar phrases, the only kind of phrase that I could find that was similar was afana niana. Okay. So which seems to mean something along the lines of the world, earth, or all nations. So considering you all chose this album as a major influence, I think I actually already asked you this. Do you all like other world music artists?
Yeah.
And you do.
Plenty.
I even like more popular music that's world influenced.
Yeah.
I mean, like Peter Gabriel's So.
Hmm.
I feel like it was like,
Totally.
I love synth sounds and all that stuff, but to have those rhythms incorporated in it,
Oh
my
like,
God,
big
yeah.
for me.
Like
Or thinking differently about how to be more percussive in my playing,
right.
just on a keyboard.
Oh yeah.
You know, with those world influences.
Hmm.
a lot, too.
Interesting.
And like being a big fan of like jazz and,
Yeah.
and just black American music in general. How much like rhythms that have been in like Africa and West Africa for years, how you can like trace the lineage of like that to like the shuffle and like swing
Hmm.
and all of that stuff
Yeah, it goes
is like
so deep.
so connected.
Mm.
You can't have a lot of music without some of that stuff, you know.
Oh yeah. You can't have almost any music.
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
any-
Oh, almost definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want to go to Ghana and buy some tapes?
I've been to Ghana
Oh,
and
yeah?
I didn't buy any tapes
buy tapes?
because I just like wasn't in that headspace. Like
Yeah,
I
the
was
time of
watching,
that.
I was rewatching that, and I've been to the market that they were at there in
Oh, yeah.
Kumasi,
Okay.
like the biggest one in Ghana, and I was just like thinking to myself, like, why didn't I like look for tapes
Oh man,
I just like
bet you
wasn't
were
thinking
cool
about
stuff.
that
Yeah.
for some reason.
Because you already knew about Ata Kak, you already knew about the
didn't-
music.
I don't know if I knew about
That
Ata
might have
Kak
been
at that
Oh,
point.
okay.
Yeah.
I love
That was 2018.
duplicating machine they had.
Oh my God,
documentary
yeah.
Of all these tapes, there's just so many artists and so many gold mines in there. Probably we haven't
Oh, yeah.
even heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you would go to, Awesome Tapes from Africa and just
Yeah.
kind of search his collection.
And
dig through.
And
Yeah.
there's a ton of other releases on that label. Like all
Oh,
of
yeah.
them are good.
Yeah, I mean,
Found
I've
so
I've
much
put the
good stuff.
playlist on before, and it's just like it's like so much amazing stuff. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just so much music out there that like we'll never even hear. Just like
Mm.
as like Americans in
thing.
our very own little like bubble. It's just like there's just so much out there.
Yeah.
that's like
Some really great Ethiopian music that comes out on that label too.
Hmm.
Like Asnikech Worku, that album I found in Syracuse.
mhm.
Oh my god, and Hailu Mirja, the Dalek band. Like there's so much great stuff to check out on Awesome Tapes from Africa.
Cool.
Which is a gold mine.
Highly recommend.
Oh my god,
Yes.
yeah.
All right.
It would be sick to go. For sure. It would be cool.
yeah.
I think my visa's almost up. It was for 5 years.
Time's a ticking.
All right, so the next song, Yempa Abba.
Yep.
I'm skipping that one. I found nothing on that song.
Great song.
I mean, you found a lot.
You don't even know how stressed I've
It's
been.
hard to find info on
It was
this.
just like, I gotta learn a different language for this fucking show. Jesus Christ. All right, well, so then the last song, Bomen Nuam? Bomen Nuam, or is Bom Nuam?
I'm not sure.
I would say both are acceptable.
Yeah, for my broken English here, it's perfectly acceptable. So and I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce that, but so similarly, picking from the constant word from translated phrases, Nuam, that's spelled Nnwom, looks like it could mean song. So fittingly for the final question of the evening, what is a typical song closer for you?
Ooh. Well, we've been closing with, on the new record, we have the song Rebuttal, which is a medley of the whole record. So we kind of took pieces, this is all for, Tightly Clung to Love. Like, we took pieces of songs throughout the album and kind of just made a whole song off that. It caps off the album beautifully. We've been ending with that a good bit lately.
Yeah, I would say so.
Kind of
Being
like,
the master of it in context. with
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It's almost like
I feel like there's different eras where
to
we
tie
were
the whole thing together.
ending with one song for a little bit.
Yeah, we used to end with Hot Depression all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was always the closer.
That was
We'll encore with Solid Clay a lot.
Yeah.
That was just like a
Processing
random
sometimes.
singles.
Mhm.
Yeah, still process.
Which is going to be on the new record.
Yeah,
It's
that's
going to be on the new record.
It's a banger.
All right. Well,
No,
the follow-up question to that was, do you feel like there's another song that could be even stronger? Like, is there something that's a strong contender, I suppose?
for us.
Yeah.
I feel like we can make any song a closer. Like
We've
just
even
like
done
do
Thought
something.
of Death
to
as a
it.
Friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a new
That one's really
release.
new, yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
on a compilation, Our Providence, to benefit the Wide Awakes Collective a couple months ago.
Mhm.
Something that like we actually recorded that track ourselves, and had someone master it. And I like ending with that one because
Yeah,
it's pretty
it's
like
very nice.
somber,
Mm.
and it's just I don't know, that message, like thought of death as a friend, you
Mhm.
could always rely on.
Yeah.
It's just very sombering thought. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Even in the music though, like each of us have our kind of our own like
Yeah.
improv part. We all kind of jam on it and take
Yeah.
turns at the end too. So
It's very groovy.
I always think of one of my favorite bands growing up, and I mean of all time, one of my favorites, Fugazi, said that they used to close their shows with the track "Sweeten Them" off of "In on the Kill Taker," and that is a very somber, like quiet, compared to the rest of their music, like song. And when we play songs like that to close our set, I feel like I always think back to that. I just really like, because we can get kind of zany.
Oh yeah.
There was one show we ended our set, like I was taking apart my drum set and like just like rolling drums across the
Yeah.
stage and like
Yeah, we've ended
picking
many
stuff
solo
up and like
shows
hitting
like
my hi-hats with my hands.
There was I talk to John about this all the time, but I ruined a neck of guitar, John's guitar. Back in high school, I just took my microphone and I just rubbed my mic like as hard as I could on the neck of his guitar, and I just ruined the whole
all the
thing.
frets were just like charred
Oh.
and ripped up. We ended a set when I fell through the drum kit one time.
Yeah, release show, yeah.
The
Here Now, Death
Later
Later.
release show.
Makes me want to just run into our gear, like just like.
I
smash
really
stuff.
want to get laid out by some wrestlers.
During the set.
Yeah.
during the
That'd
set.
be the big finale right
We
there.
destroyed a
Yeah.
piano.
Yeah,
We
like,
did
Jamie
destroy a
piano, and it
piano.
like the whole thing exploded.
like a little toy piano. Your
Yeah.
foot went through it.
Yeah, it was a clean stop.
It was very clean. I remember just like clear as day, just like watching it just disperse.
Nice.
But we're not doing crazy stuff like that anymore. Now we're playing quiet songs.
Well, now we're matured.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who
We're
knows?
chill. We're chill. I feel like the thing with our band though is like if someone just handed like a random set, total random order, we'll make it work. Like
Yeah.
we can
Mm.
end with anything, make it a good ending.
right.
More often than not, we don't even plan out our set. We just go up there and
Just like this is next.
stuff happens.
You just call it out.
Just
Yeah,
kinda,
yeah.
Right.
Or it's like
That's cool.
right before. Where
Quick write up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like this keyboard, I just have like songs taped to it.
what do we end
Yeah.
with?
Yeah, that was written right before.
That was
Like
the day of just okay, we're gonna do this, and I'll just call them out. Or
What's
Yeah.
the last song?
What's
on
the
that?
last tune?
last tune on still processing.
Oh,
It's a
shit.
little ripped.
yeah.
Yeah, but rebuttal's right before it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
almost a
Those
closer.
are kind of like tied for the ender.
The last two are the enders.
All right. You know what? I have actually one more question that I just kind of thought up of when we were talking earlier about like kind of listening to this music that's obscure. You kind of like you dig like like being a fan of obscure music, right? Like it's kind of fun to find a record that nobody knows about, but you think
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
definitely
totally.
like a cool feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's great. I feel like just like the stuff that you find too, it's just like it's a certain type of music a lot of the time that's like
Yeah.
as obscure as it is. It's like a type of band or artist that just made the one-off album. It's like
Right.
And there's
Has
so
something so
many
special.
artists,
Yeah.
at least for me, that are like that. And I feel like less so that it's obscure, but also more so it's like a miracle almost that certain albums were even like found.
Right.
Like
Right.
this album.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that I don't know, it wasn't like found
I
necessarily.
mean, how
but,
many
like,
years, were people playing that Ata Kak tape in clubs and people
Yeah.
were dancing to it all over the world before he even knew
Yeah.
that was even happening.
Yeah.
It's just
Mhm.
like going on with his life
It's like reassuring almost,
Yeah.
albums like that though.
for sure.
Right.
Definitely in this case too, because nothing sounds like Ata Kak.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, it's very original. Like
That's nothing like it.
It's
like
I've
insane.
never heard
Yeah.
anything.
Nothing
Well,
like it.
So if you guys, I mean, you're obviously still making music and you're actually recording more records, but how would you feel if like you could only put out one more record and that was it, and if it picked up 20 years from now or something, like would you kind of like that if like even if you had like this obscure career, let's just say, and then 20 years from now like one of your records like really hits for some reason, somebody finds it, just blows it up.
I could live with
Like,
that.
that'd be
I
cool.
could definitely
like
live with
let's
that.
meet up in 20 years and
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Personally, I would prefer to have a steady career until then.
I would
Yeah.
definitely prefer
That
that.
would be wonderful.
But I mean, if anybody listens to it, I mean that's cool with me.
That's super sick.
Like to not have any.
Totally.
It's nice to not have any expectations of how many people are gonna, listen to it or like it.
For sure.
Like
No.
if I can give someone else that feeling that I get when I find like an Ata Kak or like you just found Chuck Senrick.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's
you
like
just
I
found
immediately
another
I was
one
like,
of
all
those,
right,
like-
this is just making me feel so good. Like
Yeah,
I need
like,
to just listen to this like on repeat
if
for
I
like
can-
a month or
It
two.
almost makes you want to go out and share it though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That type of
Totally.
excitement.
But like if I can give someone else that feeling,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of time we're just trying to make people feel something too with the music. I mean, I don't know, when
Yeah.
if feel like music with me is like very personal. It's like if I don't like it, then I would rather just not do it at all. Like,
Yeah.
it has to be something that
Yeah.
I like first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I like so much to music capture in the moment, and if you're there to witness that, that's awesome. And otherwise, it's gone. I mean, Columbus, for instance, like I'm sure we got little clips and stuff, but there's no like recording of that. If you're there, you saw it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, like the music is living its own life now. It's a memory.
Yeah, it's just
Mm.
how
I
it's
liked
just-
that.
Yeah, no, it's great. Like, especially you have a crazy jam or something, and it's like, oh, is somebody recording that on their phone? It's like, no. And then nobody remembers what we're doing. It's like, it's just
Yeah.
gone and it's in the ether. It's
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's not,
Transient.
yeah.
How
Wow.
many times we played with other local bands and we're just blown away
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be like sharing that with those people too.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, hey, listen, I'd like to say thank you for doing this and sitting down with me. Thank you for choosing this record. As much of a challenge as it was, it's cool, as you were kind of just mentioning now, to kind of share music that is impressive to you for one reason or another, something that you
Yeah.
really love and share it with somebody else, and that
Oh,
they
yeah.
can kind of vibe off of it as well.
Yeah.
So thanks for the opportunity, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
having
Is there
us.
anything you have to promote? Is it like, I know the new record's coming out, you're saying, but
It's looking like if this is coming out 2 weeks from now, July 22nd, Tightly Cling to Love, the second LP from your favorite neighborhood bakery, Bochek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a single out.
Maybe we got a summer. Maybe we're coming to
Maybe.
a city near you this summer.
might be, we
We're
might
planning
be.
to be kind of all over the place. Maybe in Ohio at some point. Maybe we got Chicago
Ohio's
looking,
cool.
looking good.
Yeah. Chicago.
Cool.
Perhaps Virginia, Richmond,
Mm.
or Harrisburg.
Mm-hmm.
If not, write to our email.
Yeah,
Just come
Yeah.
down. Just hit our
Right to
email,
our,
okay? If you want to see
The
us
real
in
Bochek at gmail.com. You can send us an email.
Yeah.
booking
bring
inquiry.
us to your city.
nice.
But yeah,
Alright,
tightly
guys.
cling to love. It's so good.